This week on Raceweek Illustrated Garage Talk, we take a look at the Southern Super Series at Gresham Motorsports Park. We talk with competitors on their early impressions of the Southern Super Series, and we take a look at racing action from around the region. All that coming up next here on Raceweek Illustrated Garage Talk. Hi folks, welcome to Raceweek Illustrated Garage Talk. I'm Brandon Reed. We're so glad you're with us this week. We've got a lot of information to bring to you, so let's get straight to today's headlines. Bubba Pollard holds off a hard-charging TJ Reed to score his second Southern Super Series victory at Gresham Motorsports Park. Ralph Carnes makes his second trip to Victory Lane of the year in late model action at Anderson Motor Speedway. Anthony Anders scores another late model win at Greenville-Pickens Speedway. And Mother Nature washes out several tracks in the southeast, including Boyd Speedway in Ringgold, Georgia. For more on these and other stories, visit us online at RaceweekIllustrated.com. Our lead story, the Southern Super Series held their second super late model event of 2013 on Saturday, as the new series moved to Gresham Motorsports Park in Jefferson, Georgia. The setting was different, but the names at the top of the standings turned out to be the same as we saw a few weeks ago in Nashville. Things went south early for two drivers. Rodney Benefield spun in the middle of turns 1 and 2 in practice. That left Dalton Grindle with nowhere to go. Both cars were heavily damaged, putting them out of the night's action. Both drivers were okay, however. Grindle was pretty upset. Benefield and Grindle talked it over. Neither one was happy, but both were glad the other was okay. On to the feature now. Bubba Pollard had the fastest car in qualifying, but a 6-car invert before the start put Austin Thoreau and Decula, Georgia's Russell Fleeman on the front row. Trouble broke out on the opening lap when several cars were caught up in a big crash in Turn 1, including Donnie Wilson, Chet Morrison, Frederick Moore, David Odell, and Alan Carnes. Wilson got the worst end of the deal, with his car making hard contact on the driver's side with the outside wall. No one was injured, but officials brought out the red flag for cleanup. On the restart, Fleeman would jump to the lead with Austin Thoreau in second and Stephen Nassy in third. TJ Reed was on the move, and on lap 11, he moves to the inside of Fleeman to take the lead. It's a spot he would hold for the rest of the first segment of the race. Lap 20, RS Center sees his first super late model start come to a rough end with a hard crash in Turn 4, resulting in a flash fire. Center was okay, but his night was over. Back under green, Bubba Pollard is on the move. He works for several laps to get by Mike Garvey. Garvey holds him off several times, but on lap 48, Pollard finally clears Garvey to take over fourth. 3 laps later, he moves around Nassy to take over third. Reed continues to lead with Daniel Hemrick in second. That's how the top 3 will stay as the race reaches the lap 75 break. The leaders hit pit road for a 10-minute break, allowing crews to make changes and get ready for the final 50-lap sprint. The top 6 are inverted for the start of the final segment. That puts Fleeman back in the lead, with Garvey in second, Nassy in third, Pollard in fourth, Hemrick in fifth, and Reed in sixth. Fleeman would move to the lead on the restart, but all eyes were on Pollard, who charged his way to second. 2 laps later, Pollard puts his Jeg-sponsored car in the win, charging past Fleeman and into the lead. Lap 80, Augie Grill goes around in Turn 4, drawing a caution. Grill barely touched the wall and was able to continue on. Back under green, Pollard moves back out to the lead, while Reed moves to second. The 2 leaders move away, with Reed challenging Pollard several times as he tries to find the lead. As the leaders duked it out up ahead, it was Hemrick and Fleeman going at it for third. The 2 number 98s battled back and forth for the position lap after lap. Finally, Hemrick takes the spot as Fleeman begins to fade over the closing laps. Meanwhile, up front, Reed is pressuring Pollard on every turn, every lap as the race winds down. Final lap now, Reed pushes hard, looks for daylight, but he can't find it as Bubba Pollard holds on to score his second straight Southern Super Series victory. Reed finishes in second, with Hemrick in third, Hunter Robbins in fourth, and Fleeman in fifth. Let's hear from the top 3. Bubba, it looked like you were just as strong as we saw you up in Nashville. Tell me about that race.
Yeah, we had a good race car, at the same time TJ did too. Appreciate it. You know, we had to work for that one. He had as long as I knew, I felt like I had to stay out in front of him. You know, it was going to be hard for him to pass us. So, you know, we were able to get a good restart right there at the beginning of the caution and make it work for us.
Looked like you were just running the typical Bubba Pollard race, sitting there and waiting, just playing cat and mouse with him.
Well, we had a good race car. We just got caught, you know, riding right there in third, and I felt like that was where we needed to be, and we had a restart right there, and we fell all the way back to sixth, and had to make our way back up to there before the break because I wanted to put ourselves in that invert for the second half. So I think that was key for us, and you know, I can't thank TJ enough for racing us clean because he could have took me out any time, but you know, that's part of racing, and you know, one day I'll return the favor.
Right now in the Southern Super Series, you are undefeated and you're the all-time win leader. Tell me about taking this momentum into next week at Montgomery.
Yeah, it's huge. You know, anytime you can win races like this, you know, it helps for the championship later on in the year. But you know, right now we're just here to win races, and we got good race cars. So we're looking forward to Montgomery next week and on into the rest of the season.
Looked like you had a shot to get by him. You had a strong car. Tell me about your race.
All in all, it was a real good evening for us. You know, led a bunch of laps. I mean, you know, Bubba was real stout all night. You know, it's good to get to race with these guys, you know, and race clean. And I hope we put on a good show for the fans. But cars in one piece, brought home a top three. So I feel really good about when we come back here, and especially for the World Crown this year.
Looks like you had a couple of good shots, and did you think you might possibly be able to get in there at one point?
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple times that I felt like I could have made a run on him, but. You know, it was either make a run and risk maybe taking us both out, and you know, I didn't want to do that. So just played it a little safe and brought it home second.
Good run tonight. You follow a strong second place at Nashville with a third here at Gresham. Tell me about your race.
Yeah, we had a really good car the first run, and you know, I keyed up on the radio and you know, recommended one adjustment to make it a break, and we may have went just a little bit too far. I got a little bit too tight. So we were trying to chase the 41, and ended up the 41 chasing 26 at the end. So congrats to Bubba Pollard on the second win this year. We're close. Everybody's working hard. Nobody's giving up. Like I said, just trying to figure this new car out. Once we do, we'll be in good shape.
Looks like you had a pretty good fight there with Fleeman there towards the end. Tell me about that.
Yeah, he was definitely better than we were there for 10 or 15 laps. And I knew my only hope was to stay on the top. Hopefully he burned his right sides off. And luckily that's kind of, I think, what happened. And we were able to just keep driving away. So. It's just it's one of those deals. You know, it sucks running third, but to be as tight as we were in the second half and have a good finish, it's very excited. Cars in one piece and go to Montgomery next week.
In other action, Spanky Hicks led the mini stock feature down to green, taking the early lead over Avery Burgess and Alan Cantrell. Lap 4, Eric Chakowski brings out the only caution of the event with a blown engine in turn 1. That led to a red flag for cleanup of dropped oil on the track. Back under green, Hicks slows on lap 7 with an engine issue. Burgess moves to the top spot. He'll stay there to collect the win. Hicks came home in second with Cantrell in third. In trucks action, Kevin Vassar jumps out to the early lead with Emily Riley in second. Riley tries several times to get by Vassar, with the two making contact a few times. It comes to a head on lap 10 when the two make contact coming off turn 4. That sends Vassar spinning into the inside wall. That ends his night. He's not happy, and he shows his displeasure as Riley comes by. Race officials move Riley to the back of the field for rough driving. On the restart, it's the other Vassar brother, Matt, in the lead with Ronnie Wehunt in second. Riley is on the move again and begins pressuring Wehunt for the second position. They make contact on lap 17, sending Wehunt spinning off turn 4 and into the inside wall. Wehunt's night is over, and so is Riley's. Race officials park her for the night. With only 2 trucks left on the track, Matt Vassar drives away for the win, with Matt Wortman finishing in second. Wehunt, Kevin Vassar, and Taylor Dorner are credited with 3rd through 5th. In the Outlaw Late Model feature, Brian Hardman jumps out to the early lead, with Jason Bates in second. Bates would begin charging on the leader, and on lap 12 he makes the move on the inside off of turn 4 to take the lead. While Bates checks out, David Murphy and David Ragg do battle for 4th place as they fight back and forth for the position. With a couple of laps to go, Ragg finally makes the move to pick up the spot. Meanwhile, up front, Bates moves away for the win. Hardman finishes in second, with Hoyt Stevens in third, Ragg in fourth, and Murphy in fifth. In the Renegade Sportsman feature, Rob Hubbard proved to be the only action on the night as he took a spin on the front stretch. He was able to continue. Jeff Chadwick goes on to score the Sportsman win, while Brian Beckner wins the Renegade feature. Let's hear from the winners. All right, Avery, a great run. Tell me about the win, man.
Oh, man, this feels great. After bouncing back from last week, this feels great.
Tell us, you were trailing Spanky there. Looked like you had a problem. What was up with that?
I don't know. I mean, I was running as hard as I could, and I come down the straightaway, and he waves his hand like something went wrong. I just didn't know what went on, but glad I can bring this one home. It feels great.
How tough was it out there on that slick track?
Well, right after the oil spill, I don't know if it didn't dry quick enough, but we went into one time, and I thought I was going to lose it. But glad I could hold it through and pull through without a wrecked race car tonight.
Partner, some days it pays to be lucky rather than good. Tell me about your win.
It's a good win. Like I told in the other interview, I didn't expect to be here. I expect to be third place and watch a 44 and 21 battle for the win. I had the wrong gear to chip with 6200. I was hitting it well before the flag stand, and I really didn't think I'd be here. But like you say, it's better lucky than good. And it was a good last race, and we had something that wasn't right with the truck and got thrown out for it, but we got it right, and just got lucky and go through the room of doom, pass Tech here, and go home with the trophy.
All right, Jason, welcome back to Victory Lane, your first win of the year.
Yeah, it feels good.
Who gave you trouble out there tonight?
Well, we had to start sixth, so it was a little difficult. It was I didn't think we was going to make it. Once we got in second, I thought that was going to be the end of it. But other than that, everybody else's car started slowing down, and I'm the type of person that just tries to keep digging. If the car don't want to go, I keep on picking it up. So other than that, then the car really didn't want to go. I made it go.
Another win. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it was a little bit slick out there tonight. We got some speedy drive down here in turn one that really made the track real slick. So basically just had to sort of ease it off down in there and take it pretty easy. We like to get wins. Everybody likes to win. It's no fun when you're the only competition out there. But hopefully the class is going to grow. I know a couple of people that's building some cars, and I know of about 4, maybe even 5 that's going to be here in July. So hopefully we can get this class to grow.
Welcome back to Victory Lane.
Thank you very, very much. 2 in a row. It's been a long time since I've done 2 in a row. It's been a long time since I've been 2 races consecutively. So big congratulations to anybody that's just coming out here and making it to the track. That's a victory in itself, just being here. So.
Looked pretty slick out there tonight.
It was. It went a little loose in practice. I was hoping the cold weather would tighten it up, and man, there was a lot of speedy dry out there. I missed turn one time, and I drawed them up, short strawed up one time. So, it was cool. I want to thank Mom and Dad and Gresham for putting this thing on, man, letting us come out here and race.
We've got to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk with some of the participants in the Southern Super Series on their thoughts on the new touring series. You're watching Raceweek Illustrated Garage Talk. We'll be right back.
From the dirt roads of yesterday to the super speedways of today, you can see the history of auto racing at the Georgia Racing Hall of Fame in Dawsonville. See the beginnings of modern stock car racing, from the moonshiners to today's young guns. See the cars the legends drove. Take a walk through the Hall of Fame and visit the Elliott Family Room, where Dawsonville legend Bill Elliott's trophies are on display. All that's waiting for you at the Georgia Racing Hall of Fame, 7 days a week at 415 Highway 53 East in Dawsonville.
The Dawsonville Pool Room in Dawsonville, Georgia is known for 2 things, great food and racing. If you're hungry, it's the place to stop for a world-famous bully burger or some other good down-home cooking. Let Gordon GP and the crew take care of your breakfast, lunch, and dinner needs Sunday through Thursday 10 to 10 and 10 to 11 Friday and Saturday. Check out the huge displays in honor of Bill Elliott, Raymond Parks, and Georgia's other racing heroes. That's the Dawsonville Pool Room, East 1st Street in Dawsonville. We'll see you there.